Hey, how are you? I was watching this video about pixel art and how sometimes you can break the rules of the, I don't know, the pixel perfect rules, I would say. And yeah, with that, you can achieve some interesting visual effects. So, in original console games, retro console games, the pixels were actually I don't know how to say it, but actually like there were a real limitation. The resolution of the games made it so the pixels were very big, and you had to cope with that, like use each pixel. But nowadays we have, I don't know, 4K resolution, and to make something pixel art style, you need to make the pixels very big. So actually, each one of the pixels is not a pixel; it's just a bunch of a lot of pixels. So they're effectively squares. So with the squares, you can do a bunch of stuff that you could not do before in the pixel matrix screens of, I don't know, a Game Boy, like rotating a pixel, rotating a square, but it's effectively like rotating a pixel. And you can do also transparency. You can move pixels between pixels, right? And with that, I mean, I don't know. At first, when I was younger, I saw this like, oh, this artist doesn't know the limitations of the pixel art and all of that. But it's not that they don't know; it's that they don't want to follow that. They want to stick to the style, but they want to add more complexity. So yeah, you do stuff like this, and I think it looks great. It's a bit cursed, the rotated axe like that, I would say, but it's cool. I think it's cool. So yeah, you achieve some very smooth things, and you can do a lot of more stuff. Like for example, I don't know, this mist on top. This where am I going with all of this? So you have limitations, and you have limitations you can break, and you can do a combination of those. You can take like a style and say, okay, what are the limitations of that, and then which ones of those limitations I can throw out the window and make something more interesting. So I think this way, when I make music, when I make chiptune for myself or for games. So for example, if I had to make a game, music for a game that works in an NES, which I did a couple of times, so I would use FamiTracker, right? This is a software that emulates the chip of the FamiTracker, and it's of the family game, or the Famicom or the NES actually. So it's totally compatible. I can export a music file from here. You can put it into a cartridge or on an emulator and play it, and the console or the sound chip of the console, the original NES, will understand the music and play it. But again, the limitations are quite a few. So you have like 5 channels, just 5. Each channel is monophonic, and each channel has its own role, and can do very little stuff by themselves. So, for example, the noise channel can only play noises, right? The triangle channel can only play a triangle waveform, and the pulse channels can play square waves, and yeah, you can change the duty of the pulse, so that changes a little bit of the sound. But you have 2 of those, and yeah, and that's it. So that's it. Yeah, and you have a TPCM channel. That's a sample, very basic sampling channel. You can add a couple samples there, but that's it. So you cannot go further than that. You don't have even panning to the left or right in this chip. You don't have DSP. You don't have effects. So yeah, I've created something very simple here. Yeah, every breath you take fast chiptune version. And yeah, that's just one channel, and I can add another one to create like a delay. So you get the idea. This is very limiting, but it's also beautiful in its own way. So what can we do to break some of the rules? Of course, if we are making something for an actual NES, we cannot break any of the rules. But if we are making a game that's made, I don't know, in Unity or some modern system, but we want to keep the identity of chiptune and retro sound, we can keep some of these limitations and start breaking some others. So that's what I wanted to show you. For example, we could use not tracker, and we could go to modern DAW. So in a DAW we can use square waves, but I would say better than that, we could use the actual samples from the chip. So this person I want to introduce to you, Adventure Kid, Christopher from Sweden. He's an artist that makes, he has this fantastic website full of super fun stuff. Go check it out. But he has this pack of waveforms stripped directly from the NES. I guess you could just put a note in each channel here and then record that and sample the sounds yourself. But he did it like pixel perfect. Like, I don't know, he aligned the sampling rate of the console. It's some crazy stuff. So yeah, just trust the guy and use this. So if you download this, you will get a bunch of waveforms, or a bunch of wave files. Yeah. So these are the wave files, and if you check each of them out, they are very short. Like actually just one loop of the waveform, just one. So what you need to do is you take this and put it into a sampler and then loop it. So when you loop it, you can use it as an instrument. Yeah, like sorry, this. Yeah, so it's the same sound. It's stripped from the console. So here it works, and it works very well. You can also make it easier if you check it out here. Where was it? So this guy, Adventure Kid, 8-bit magical plugin. I think they did. Oh no, it was not Adventure Kid. It was someone else. YMCK. So yeah, this other artist, also fantastic stuff in here. But they made the magical 8-bit plugin. So this is like even easier, because you just load the VST and you have all the waveforms. Look, this doesn't even have a this is the original plugin. They have the version 2 now with an interface. The original didn't even have an interface. But yeah, you can select square, triangle, noise, pulse, and just play with it like this. You can see it's basically the same. Yeah. And then another option, and the one that I use a lot, is take those Adventure Kid waveforms and load them into Serum. So now you have a bunch of other capabilities here. For example, I created myself some where is it? Let me check it out. Let me see where it is. Chiptune initialization 2. So this one is a preset that I created where I loaded all of the samples in one of the wave tables. So now I can select the sample from here, and yeah, I can also even I added an LFO to make to add the vibrato here with an LFO, and you can also add, I don't know, effects, for example. I can even use... Yeah, you see how you can start breaking the rules, right? So yeah, after this you can imagine, like, now I have the same waveforms, right? But I can use effects. I can use as many channels as I want. I can, I don't know, use panning to the left, to the right. I can add effects, and I can mix them with other stuff that it's not originally from the NES. So like that's let me show you, for example. This is one of my songs, Unicorn Town. I'm using those waveforms, and I start like sticking to the limitations, but then yeah, you go away with whatever you want. So that's the idea that I started thinking about when I saw this little video. So I hope this, I don't know, brings some insight on how to make retro style music, or how to, I don't know, take an idea and expand on it. Maybe like a philosophical thing, but yeah, I don't know. I hope you liked it. See you around.